In this video, we are going to talk about linear graphs or linear functions versus nonlinear graphs. This is page 58 in our binders. This was given to us a while ago, so you're going to have to take this out of your binder, title it page 58, and then put it back in the correct spot wherever page 58 belongs in your binder. Okay. Color linear functions, you're just going to pick a color to put here. More importantly, linear means it's a straight line and it's in one direction. And it is never, ever something that is undefined. And remember, undefined slopes are lines that are straight up and down, vertical up and down. Okay. And I'm just going to color all of these green. So anything that is linear is something straight in one direction and it's never undefined. And I'm coloring those things green. Now, nonlinear graphs are the opposite. Nonlinear just means, honestly, it means not linear. So this might be something that is curvy, wavy. It's not straight. Okay. And I picked purple. So whatever two colors you are using will be here and here. Just make sure you're consistent. So anything that is nonlinear, that's something that is not a straight line. I'm going to color purple. So looking at this first row of graphs, this is a straight line. It only goes in one direction. If you were to trace it from left to right, it only goes in one direction. So this is a linear graph, or a linear function. And I'm going to color it green. This second one is clearly not straight. You can see that if you were to trace it, you'd be going down, you'd change directions right here, and then be going up if you were to trace it. Since it's not a straight line or it changes directions, I'm coloring it purple. You might make that note, it could change directions. The next box shows a graph of a linear function because that is a straight line that goes in just one direction. And the next graph, if you were tracing this from left to right, first you'd be going here, and then after that point you'd be going in a different direction. This is clearly not a straight line, so this is not linear or nonlinear. A circle is clearly something that is not linear. This straight line here, this is something you need to think about. Is the slope 0 or is it undefined? Because if it were undefined, we wouldn't be able to color it green for linear. This slope is 0 because it's a horizontal line. Slope dude says that is 0 fun. The rise is 0. And 0 divided by anything is 0. So since it is a straight line that is in one direction, that is something that is linear. The next graph changes directions about right there. It's obviously not a straight line. Also not a straight line. You can see where it changes directions or starts to curve. Now let's look at the bottom 8 graphs. Okay. Right here we see that this is a very curvy line. Curvy means not straight, so this is not linear. Now this next graph is a straight line, so it cannot be nonlinear because it is a straight line. It is going in one direction, but it's undefined. Since it's undefined, this cannot be linear. And because it's a straight line, it can't be nonlinear. So this is neither linear or nonlinear. Later on in the year, we're going to give this a much better name. But right now, we're going to call that just undefined. And it doesn't get to be green because it's not linear. And it doesn't get to be purple because it's not nonlinear. Looking at the next graph, this is a straight line. So it's green for linear. You can see this changes directions about right there. So this is nonlinear. It's not a straight line. In the last row, this is a straight line that's going in just one direction. This is kind of curvy. It curves about right there. This next one looks like a straight line. If you were tracing this, you'd start going down. And right here, you'd have to change directions going up. Since you're changing directions, that cannot be linear. So this is nonlinear. And then our last graph has a slope of 0. So it's straight and it's not undefined, which means linear. We're not touching linear versus nonlinear super hard in this unit, but in our next unit, this will be of immense help for us, and we're going to expand on these linear versus nonlinear lines. If you have questions, please reach out to me on Schoology or drop a comment on this video.